All right, now we are inside VMware Cloud Foundation Automation, Manage and Govern Project section. Let me explain in simple terms what a project is and why we need it in production support. A project in Aria Automation is a logical container where we group four things together. The team who will use the cloud, the user belong to the team, the infrastructure resources the project teams are allowed to use, the permission and limits applied to the project team. Once a project is created, the users inside the project can deploy workloads using only the resources assigned to them. Now let's try to understand what kind of workloads can they deploy. Primarily, they deploy virtual machine. For example, a developer may deploy a Linux virtual machine for testing an application or a Windows virtual machine for development. In addition to virtual machines, they can also request items from the service catalog such as application templates, pre-configured VM blueprints, or Kubernetes clusters published by the cloud administrator. This is what we mean by consume resources. However, they cannot deploy anywhere in the data center. They can deploy only on the infrastructure mapped to the project. That infrastructure may include specific vCenter or cloud accounts, selected data store, and storage policies, particularly networks and IP ranges. Defined cloud zones, Kubernetes namespace is also included uh, in this. So the project acts as a boundary that controls where users can deploy and what they can access. Now let us understand why projects are required using a real production scenario. Just imagine an organization with three teams: development, testing, and production. If we allow all teams to deploy virtual machines anywhere, it will create security risk and resource conflicts. Developers might accidentally deploy in production infrastructure, or testing workloads may consume production storage. To avoid this, we create separate projects in the production support. One project for development team, one project for testing team, one project for production team. Each project gets its own users, infrastructure mapping, and deployment limits. Whenever a new team joins the organization, the cloud administrator, that is the VCF administrator, creates a new project for them. This process is called onboarding a team into the cloud platform. So in simple words, a project is like giving a dedicated playground to each team where they can deploy their virtual machines and applications safely without affecting other teams. Now we understand what is project and where we'll be using this in the production support. Now on the screen you can see the default project which is created automatically during setup. In real production environments, we usually create custom projects for each team instead of using the default one. To create a new project, we click on the new button. During creation, we assign users or groups, then select cloud zones, attach networks, then define quotas and configure policies. We'll explore this in the demo. Once the project is ready, only the assigned users will see their services in the catalog and deploy resource within their allowed infrastructure. So just remember this formula: project equals team plus users plus infrastructure plus permission. Now think from your organization perspective. If you are the cloud administrator, how would you design projects for development, test, and production teams? That is how governance is implemented in real environments using Aria automation.